Hey, we've got someone right next door to our home, one of the top guys out in Boston. It's Keith Shirley. Keith, since 2012, 2013, the market in Boston has been absolutely exploding. I mean, you've got one of the highest price per square foot markets, in the country. So I'm going to pick your brain. I want to educate our listeners on some of this. And also we want to talk about how your market directly, because you're right next door, impacts Rhode Island.
So right now we're robust. Boston last year was a little bit rough, but this year we're seeing record sales in number of units sold and also price per square foot. Our average sale prices are down, but our square foot price is up, which means just smaller units are selling a lot more than our high end stuff. So there's a little more affordability there. We've seen more units sell than any other time in our first 6 months, which is awesome because there's a lot of times on our market, we have not seen so much inventory out there so people can make a lot of options. Instead, people kind of forced into go into some neighborhoods and only have a couple or a handful of options, to deal with. So there's much more availability out there.
What we've seen here in Rhode Island, Keith, is we've seen a massive amount of folks from Massachusetts, Metro Boston area decide to jump into Rhode Island because they could simply take 95 or jump on the train. And because of Boston, you guys have had a direct impact on our price increases here in Rhode Island. I mean, we're seeing 15-20% in areas year over year, which is absolutely insane. What type of price increases have you seen in Boston since last year?
So since last year, we've seen some price increases in certain neighborhoods and actually some price decreases. Single families have gone up significantly in Boston, where the condos may have gone down a little bit. And you have to always remember with condos that price per square foot means everything because condos are wide ranging. We have a very high end segment of the market that has really slowed down a bit, where our lower priced units, so to speak, which are $700,000-$800,000, so not really low price depending on where you're from. But those units primarily, I think, investor units. Yep. People have held on to them a long time, rented them a long time. Our rental market just was gone last year. There was nobody renting. Rental prices dropped 40%. We had huge vacancies. That is now turned around completely. So we're become a very heated market where it's coming back to some normalcy, but on the curve, we are just continually going up. And if you look at us for 30 years, we're always been up. But your market, I can see, has definitely benefited from it. Boston is the economic engine in New England. And so when we do well, you guys all kind of can do well. But I think it's the first time Boston actually had a migration and not an immigration. In Providence, which is a beautiful city, you have, with a lot of great services, restaurants, culture, proximity to the ocean, with just some great neighborhoods there that I would think it would be a no-brainer for somebody who can spend $800,000 here, not have a backyard and a parking space, and can't find a place to park, and where you all can have something for, oh my gosh, that price or lower. You're living in a mansion, and you can see where just an hour commute on the train, it would be a no-brainer where people were starting to realize, when everything shut down in Boston and our cultural activities, people were looking elsewhere to say, hey, why spend so much money here? Maybe there are other options.